Welcome to part 2 of Pirate 101. Arr!
So I missed part 1. What exactly are we doing?
Part 1 was pretty
We're
much...
pirates.
Part 1 was pretty much me making the character. Yes, Jason Johansson. Now the reason I named...
So basically I missed nothing.
Yeah, it was basically a
So we're
tutorial
playing-
where we met one of the main foes, Deacon, who apparently had imprisoned us.
Jason Johansson, so we're playing as Scarlet's long-lost brother.
And
In
now,
that case, I'm glad I'd skipped that part.
yeah, it was basically a tutorial section where we met our first companion. Now the actual story begins here.
A pirate haven here, not a charity. If you want me to hide you, you'll have to work.
Ah yes, the person who runs this island, Captain Avery. He actually won this island in a bet from a Marley Bone captain.
Amulet from me. I need it back.
Now.
To Skull Mountain and rouse the Troggies. Now they're bombarding us.
Troggies.
Oh, you'll see what those are.
Report to Chief Rigby at the West
Okay.
Bastion.
So yes, basically, when we arrived, the island is being bombarded, as you can see in the background. How there's dust falling from cannon fire. Oh yeah, and since this is an MMO, of course there's plenty of multi-mass layer players. I'm only showing the...
You're clipping through them.
Yes, I'm only showing this for like the first adventure segment. Then I'm going to switch to a less crowded realm because, God help me, when the realm is crowded, it can cause lag.
So let me get. Wow, not only is it lagging, the loading times aren't. Well, that might have just been a part of the lag. The lag is bad, so I can't figure out exactly what's supposed to be a loading time and what's not supposed.
Let me just say, like, well, whenever you see a loading screen, that's a loading time. Granted, the game does tend to load sometimes as you go about, especially when it's your first time going through. Since this is a new pirate, for the now anyway, a lot of stuff will be loading in, but don't worry, once it loads in, it runs perfectly fine.
And also we'll try our best not to make any Lazy Town pirate references.
Oh, by all means, make the jokes, because King's Isle will make a reference whenever possible. I mean, heck, we might have missed out on some references in the first part.
Because we didn't feel like making them.
Yeah. Don't worry, King's Isle does it for us. So, yeah. What else? Oh, yeah, I also should mention, once we reach a certain level, we'll be going to my strongest of my profiles. Basically, when we get caught up with that. That's why I named it Jason Johansson, to be consistent with the name and stuff.
Shouldn't the taller guy have fallen off the bridge?
No, because you see, this is a skyway.
You seriously should have fallen off the one link.
Oh.
Well, apparently the same magic that allows the ships to fly keeps people from falling to their deaths. Yeah, I know, they actually made an explanation for that. Granted, it's on the forums. It was an official post by one of the moderators and the actual staff. Yes, they actually came up with a funny story reason for why companions don't fall.
No, they've got gravity shoes.
So, yeah. Oh, and here's another reference, Bonnie Ann. Well,
I don't get it.
she's based on Anne Bon, an actual female pirate.
I still don't get it. Ugh, yes, you can tell it's night time here in the UK.
It's not even 11 p.m. yet.
And yes.
Yeah, damn it, Wibbs. Pull yourself together.
And yes, Bonnie Ann does in fact share the same accent with one of our favorite characters from Ni no Kuni.
We're trying to fight back, but there's too many of them.
Wait a minute. What did you just say?
She has the same accent as Drippy.
Oh, you mean Welsh accent?
Yeah.
Shiroi. Is it a good one?
I'm trying to listen, but she's not saying anything yet.
Don't worry. We'll be hearing much more from her later. So yeah,
Okay.
basically we have to help save Skull Island because Finn Dorsal...
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that she doesn't hold a candle because Drippy has the best Welsh accent in the history of ever.
Well, I'd say that she's very good. It's like, well, she has a female Welsh accent as opposed to like a male Welsh accent. I guess you sort of do give the candles
Yes,
to some.
male Welsh accents are more notable.
Yeah.
Broken two ears.
Later, you can have up to 4 pirates in a fight. But we'll get
So this is an adventure game, an RPG.
That
it
and many
exactly?
other things. It's an MO. Yes, it's a yes, it's an RPG, and yes, it is also an adventure game. It's also a strategic RPG as well. Think of some of your companions like chess pieces.
So in essence, it's a strategy RPG. Okay.
Very
It's like
much.
Fire Emblem.
It's like simple. You set up the moves and then you basically watch what goes on. Now you have your epic talents, which will get you bonus hints if certain things occur on the screen. I mean, on the board. It's like, well, there's
So let
like...
me get this. So wait a minute. They've made an entire game out of Final Fantasy IX and Final Fantasy VIII stupid card games.
But done better. Oh yeah, I should probably also mention the cards are, well, technically the powers. In Wizard 101 they're called cards. Oh yeah, Wizard 101 is more of a card game. Yes, I know. It's more... Yes, and it's sort of comparable to Yu-Gi-Oh! Except done with magic and stuff. This more so is more like a strategic chess game of sorts, and yeah, I guess you could say it's like that Final Fantasy game. Now you
How long is this game exactly?
It's still ongoing. Like I said, this is an MMO.
Oh, okay.
I find it very fun. Granted, it does drag at some points, but once you get into the main storyline, oh, that's when the writing really comes to a front. Needless to say. But yes, with the battle scenes, you also have your special powers, which you can use, which are pretty much guaranteed hits. Which I already used mine. And now this is just me waiting for the other player character to try and get his fix.
He found treasure. Collect the gold before it disappears.
Well, it is not a race. Everyone gets an equal share from every chest that is open.
Thank you. That was actually a complaint that was brought up earlier when this game first came out. Oh yeah, I should probably mention King's Isle is... Consider them the equivalent to level 5 when it comes to MMOs.
You mean like everyone is British and stuff like that?
Oh well, quite a few people are British. Oh yeah, I should probably mention... The countries in this are XBs of real-life countries. Like you've got Monquista, which is Spain and Portugal, but with monkeys. You have Valencia, which is Italy, but with unicorns. And you have Marylebone, which is Britain and Wales, but with foxes and dogs and cats.
What the shit?
And wait till we get to Cool Ranch. Yes, there's actually a place called Cool Ranch.
So, so basically, there's a so basically this basically parodies every single European country.
It also parodies Asian and American.
There'll be time for that soon
Okay.
enough.
It pretty much parodies everything it can get its hands on.
They couldn't at least animate his mouth flapping.
No. This is one of those MMOs where they're sort of focusing more on... Well, you'll see later, but yeah, some of these models do move their mouths, and like, well, this is actually way more polished than it was when it first came out, because, well, you know, with your typical MMO, it's constantly updating and stuff.
Scout out the other two
Yeah.
snapshots and mark them on this map.
When did this game come out?
This game first came out in 2012.
You'll have to get
It's been
pretty
updating
close
ever
tomorrow.
since. There's been 3
Who
new
made
worlds
it?
added.
When you're finished.
King's Isle.
Good hunting.
I don't know that developer. What do they do besides from this game?
They've done Wizard 101. Their leader, let me look up some of their other stuff. King's Isle Entertainment, founded in 2005 with operations in Dallas, Texas. Yeah, it's like, when they started earlier, they were actually working on more T-rated for teen games, but that didn't go so well. So eventually they came up with Wizard 101, which it was originally intended for just little kids, but then ended up getting a huge following to the point where all ages followed it. So yeah, Wizard 101 has been around since like 2008. So then later, in like 2010, they announced Pirate 101, which was to be the little sister game to Wizard 101, and then it grew and grew into Pirate 101, the game we are commentating on right now.
You think Pirate 101 would sound like an educational game on how to be a pirate?
It's funny, because Wizard 101 actually pretty much started off as that, but with wizards. Pirate 101 was sort of expected to be like that, but surprised people with how different it actually was from Wizard 101. To sum up how Wizard 101 goes...
So basically, this is the 101 series, and we're gonna eventually get an Astronauts 101.
Yeah, it's funny you mention that. People have been actually speculating about what the next 101 game is going to be, like Cowboy 101 or Astronaut 101, as you said.
British Gentleman 101.
That's Professor Layton.
Oh yeah, it's funny you mention that. There is actually a story segment in this which actually deals with being a true gentleman.
Layton tributes. Woo!
Yes, there's even an Ace Attorney reference. And wouldn't you believe it, all of that is when we get to Marleybone.
Oh my god, I just realized.
What?
Ace Attorney's new name.
Do tell. Yes? New name?
So... what?
Yeah, you said something about the new name for Ace Attorney?
Attorneys 101.
Oh, Attorneys 101. I must have missed
Low.
Yep.
Dang, Skype and it's convenient.
Has trouble hearing.
Sometimes Jova has brain farts.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We're sorry, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like part 13 of Time and Eternity had some very horrible lasting effects on Jova.
At least I don't turn into Toki spontaneously.
And all of us for that. And all of
I'm
us.
still
for that matter.
suffering from the side effects.
Yeah. How many times have you turned into Toki? I mean Toa.
Basically every time someone mentions the word time and the word eternity somewhere even close, immediately flashbacks of that game come rushing to us.
Does this mean now that every time Leighton drinks a cup of tea, you're reminded of the horror?
Finn fled up the trail.
No, Leighton's an exception because he wouldn't be a proper British gentleman if he didn't drink tea at 5 o'clock.
Go see if the troggies got them.
Oh yeah, I should probably also mention, for those who missed... But yes.
Live and let Livesey. Get it?
Yes, yes.
Get it?
Get used to jokes. King Zhao is... Well, King Zhao is infamous with all the references and jokes and puns. It's like, you know how level 5... Imagine if level 5, Capcom, the Ace Attorney team, Shovel Knight, and the makers of the King's Quest games all came together in a room and said, guys, let's try to make every single pun possible, but manage to not make it annoying. Then you get King Zhao.
So basically, it's... Shovel Knight already kind of does that.
No, I'm saying like this does it even more than Shovel Knight. But what's amazing is that they managed to do it without really hammering it into your head that much. So it's pretty much harmless, but fun.
Say, Kevin, you're here. You need to get me out of here, and right quick, before the troggies come back.
Oh yeah, some of the reason for some of the more Cockney British accents in some of these is that they're going for more the whole Australian thing, where apparently Australians were originally British criminals sort of stuff.
So what exactly are we trying to achieve right now, story-wise? What exactly are we doing?
Oh yeah, you remember Avery, who we met earlier? He's the one who runs this island. Apparently one of his as he puts it, more willful crewmen, Finn Dorsal, has stolen a jade amulet and is going to sell it to a buyer. Meanwhile, Finn also roused the Troggies who were bombarding the island. We put a stop to the Troggy attack, but now we have to go after Finn to basically get Avery's jade amulet back, so he'll give us a ship. Because we are apparently on the run from the Armada. Don't worry, the plot will all come full circle eventually, and it actually does a good job of explaining.
There's a plot?
Yes. That's another thing King Zhao was prided on, is their writing. It's like, Shiroi, Pager, you know how I showed you Transformers Prime and how for a kid show that can actually do some pretty dark things? While also being funny?
Yeah. No, I can already tell that this game is trying to thrive on right
So
on
this
its writing.
game for a second became the Matrix.
It's like this game was sort of meant for kids, but also more aimed towards the older section, hence the E for everyone ages 10 and up rating for Pirate101, as opposed to Wizard 101's E rating. It's like, well, yeah, this is that thing where it is funny at times, but it also really brings in a much bigger threat. Of course, I should probably be talking about what's going on right now, since that'll come up later. Oh wait, actually there is some darker elements that come up soon. In the meantime, yes, we have to get a key from the Troggies.
So basically the way combat works is every time a monster appears and attacks you, or you attack the monster, you go into this particular card game thing, and then after you're done selecting your moves, you see it visually. Okay, I can see what this is.
Yep.
What this is.
Yeah, think of it like directing a movie. Think of it like directing a movie. It's like you direct what everyone's going to do, and then you just watch the action play.
I know what this is. I've played games with this particular kind of battle system.
Yep. And don't worry, I'll be cutting out needless battles later. Seeing as how there are some quests that sort of require you to, how shall I say, grind.
Yeah, that's probably one thing. For me, it's different with Ni no Kuni. I'm too lazy to edit out battles, so what I did was I made myself strong enough to the point where I can just beat enemies quickly. Because once again, lazy.
It is sort of lucky because the King's Isle staff actually gives you some side quests that can actually help grind, that can actually help you level up for stronger stuff without having to really grind. So yeah, and the good thing is that a lot of the side quests are actually very fun and also well written as well. Especially the promotion quests, but I'll talk about those when we get to them.
When I'm done, I'll hide in the mouth of the Skull Cave. We'll meet again there.
Ooh, I wonder if we'll see a Skullosaurus in there.
Skullosaurus.
Come on! Tell me someone else here gets that reference.
No.
Winnie the Pooh?
No.
Really? Pedro, I thought you would remember that.
Wait a minute. You made a Winnie the Pooh.
Sorry, Joe, but Winnie the Pooh isn't something I've seen for a while.
No, Jova, I saw...
How dare you, my good lady? Go watch go watch the 2011 movie. It's only 1 hour long.
I have not.
Jova, I saw the Harry Potter movie instead.
Ah.
Which is a shame, because I honestly find the Pooh movie actually better. Don't
was
get me wrong, Deathly Hallows Part 2 is absolutely fantastic.
I was actually talking about
it's just that Winnie the Pooh...
Pedro,
I was actually
find
talking-
a corner and stay there.
I was actually talking about this... Now, Pedro, and besides, I was actually talking about the second Winnie the Pooh film. Anyway, as you can see, I'm managing my companions here.
But seriously, what reference were you making exactly? Could you repeat it?
I was referencing the second Winnie the Pooh film. You know, the one where Christopher Robin goes missing and they have to go to the Skullosaurus.
Yeah.
Or school.
Mm-hmm. Oh, pardon me for a moment. I'm getting a call.
No, the last Winnie the Pooh movie I saw was the Tigger movie.
Yeah. In that case,
Last
please,
one I saw was the Heffalump movie.
if you find it on Netflix or something like that, by all means check out the most recent 2011 movie, because that is the best Winnie the Pooh movie in my opinion.
I shall.
It is an absolute joy. For a whole hour, you're thrown back into the golden age of animation.
Yeah, but then again, Disney were a bit dumb with its marketing, weren't they?
Disney's marketing department is quite possibly the worst marketing department ever.
Well, DreamWorks having that title pretty soon.
Well, yeah, it's true. The marketing for How to Train a Dragon 2 wasn't the best. Yeah.
And also they're putting Kung Fu Panda 3 pretty much up against Star Wars Episode 7.
I don't get
Honestly, I think the Kung Fu Panda thing should have stopped after the first film, because that film was perfectly fine.
Have you seen? Actually, the second movie was way better than the first one, in my opinion.
Really? I've never seen it, and I absolutely love the first
watch
one.
it. The second movie is absolutely fantastic. I love Kung Fu Panda 2.
Okay.
Like it delves into post-past, Like, there's a lot more emotional depth to it all. The villain is way cooler, in my opinion.
Oh, but I like comedy.
Well, the villain in the first one was just generic bad guy. The one
I know.
the one in 2 actually has a backstory and actual, he's an actually interesting character. All that cool stuff.
Is
Oh, the
Gary
villain
Oldman in
the first
Kung Fu
film had a
Panda 2?
backstory.
Oh yeah, Gary. Oh, yeah, look, Shiro. It's Gary Oldman playing an evil peacock. How could that not be awesome?
Gary Oldman is awesome.
Does he shout everyone? Yeah.
I mean, so far there's only been 2 movies where Gary Oldman was in where he wasn't awesome in them, which was Quest for Camelot and Quest for Lost in Space.
And again, were those movies crap anyway?
Exactly. But yeah, going back to what's actually going on screen.
Yes. Okay, I'm back now.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jova has come to save us from... You're just in time, Jova. We derailed the commentary off the actual topic of the game.
Oh,
so,
man. Anyway,
sorry, Jova. Sorry, Jova. The whole poo thing derailed this entire thing.
Anyway, as you can see on screen, I'm sort of checking my stats as well as checking my book bag, or backpack as they call it here, for to equip items which can raise your stats. Now, see, since I'm a swashbuckler, I want to get stuff that boosts agility, because that apparently applies. Oh yes, and I also changed to my first mate as to Bonnie Ann. And there's the Cutthroat ship right there. Yes, that's right. Finn is the leader of the Cutthroats. You'll see what sort of sect of creatures they are.
Let's go, Cave. I am not afraid.
And there are the
Sure you're not.
Let's go pick a fight.
So guys, we're going to fight up against a band of sharks.
Wait a minute. We're fighting against anthropomorphic sharks.
Yep.
When did this turn into Rogue Galaxy?
And since when did why did the sharks look like the ones from the first animated Titanic movie?
Oh my god, Jova's right. This game really did inspire itself on level 5.
Exactly. It's when you mention Rogue Galaxy because ships in this world fly.
Yeah, again, Rogue Galaxy. Then again, Rogue Galaxy's flying ships were taken from Treasure Planet by Disney. So
Yeah. So yeah, it's like I said, you'll probably see a lot of
which is a very good movie, by the way, despite what many people would have you believe.
Agreed.
But
What film?
Treasure
that's
Planet.
another
Treasure Planet.
Treasure Planet.
Love that film, but yes, on to the battle at hand. We have to take out some of these cutthroats so Livesey can get information on where Finn might be.
Ha! Finn.
Yes, Finn Dorsal. I'll get you in on the reference later.
Actually, just before we started this, while we were watching that video, my video about Professor Plot Twists, and we were talking to the postman in Pandora's box, which is called Parcel. So yeah.
Is Shiroi still here, or did she get bored?
Joy?
I guess she had to go.
But she's still
well.
here in the chat.
Aye, Captain.
Well, okay, fine. Allow me. Oh, actually, she's writing something. Yeah, she's been called.
She's been called. Oh well,
Yeah,
I guess we only have a few minutes left.
She's done for the day.
Shall I banish?
No, there's no point. Though. We're literally almost done.
Okay.
But yeah, Pedro, what are your thoughts on the game so far, I guess?
Unless, of course, Jova still has time for one more video.
I may, but we'll see.
I don't. I need to sleep.
Alright then. In that case, we're done with this. You were going to say something, Jova?
So yeah, I guess since there's not really a credit scene yet to this game, what are your thoughts on the game, guys, so far?
So
I guess it's alright. I haven't seen nearly enough of it to make a proper judgment on it.
Good point.
So.
when was this made?
2012.
Yeah, but it's been updated. It's been very updated.
I'm guessing King's Isle is like a small developer, like.
Think of them. I wouldn't call them really that small, but I guess they're not really as big. Though,
Well,
surprisingly...
the fact that I've never heard of this
Yeah.
kind of makes
Yeah, I will say that, like, well, while they're very popular, it is very possible to not have heard of them. It's like, it's sort of like with level 5, actually. It's like, well, as popular as level 5 is, there's actually a lot of people I've talked to who have never heard of them. I get, and to be fair, King's Isle is very American-based.
Well, it's because it depends. Like Level 5's earliest games that they made for the PS2 were JRPGs they made for Sony, and they were popular among the JRPG community, but not in the overall gaming community. But it wasn't until Professor Layton, like for example, if you go to someone and say Level 5, they'll go, huh? But if you say Professor Layton, they'll go, "Oh, you mean that puzzle series on the DS?"
Yeah, that's sort of it.
People know them people know their games, but they don't know the company itself.
Yeah, it's sort of like this with King's Isle. If you're in America, you'll probably know their names, but if you're in pretty much any other country, you'll probably know their games more. But yeah, I've equipped a new outfit, and yes, this is one of those games where it actually shows a new outfit equipped instead of just having a different name.
Like for example, let's test my theory right now. Dwebs, before you even heard of Level 5 from me, I'm guessing you already at least heard of Professor Layton.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing, because me and Dwebs are Europeans, so it's much easier for us to have heard of it, because Europe is Professor Layton's biggest selling continent, actually.
Exactly, hence...
So yeah.
And, well, after another nice part, we will soon be going to part 3, where we'll actually face off against Finn Dorsal himself.
Let's just hope in the next part we don't just derail off incredibly off-topic subjects.
But of course.
See you for the next part then.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.